Hello and welcome to Miss Wanger's classroom. Now that we know what the Annotated Neighborhood Map writing tool is, let's figure out why it matters. What problems does it solve? Pre-writing is an important but often overlooked step in the writing process. Brainstorming and generating ideas before drafting really improves what you can write. Good teachers know their students on a personal level. These maps enable that to happen naturally as part of the curriculum instead of an add-on. So who actually uses these? I haven't found anyone who uses the term Annotated Neighborhood Map Writing Tool, but this tool draws on a variety of mapping strategies created by teachers and researchers. Duarte talks of language mapping, where students are asked to map their language journeys, where they speak what language, how they mix, and what that means. Frank wrote an article about Jack Freyer's Map of the Neighborhood. He used it as a pre-writing activity for the South Coast Writing Project at the University of California, Santa Barbara in 1996. And Frank used it to help elementary teachers build confidence as writers. Danae Lapp calls it childhood mapping. In her Teaching English in Secondary Schools class at Messiah University, she has her future English teacher students conduct this exercise. Ada Kirby calls it the neighborhood map and uses it with her high school students during the memoir unit. So why even include personal narrative in your English language arts classroom? Lada Kirby writes, attitudes change because I entice students into engagement with reading and writing by having them focus on what they already know best, themselves. Our students and their stories are important, so we want them to be able to articulate them well. Personal narrative is excellent for working with culturally and linguistically diverse students. It's an accessible genre, and a great way for students to start with concrete details and then work their way up to more abstract writing. Personal narrative can help students find their voice, as well as putting getting to know your students straight into the curriculum. The Annotated Neighborhood Map writing tool also adds a visual element. Drawings generate conversation, which prompt writing. Maps also increase engagement by giving students agency and autonomy. And multimodal literacy is a rich context for learning. The Annotated Neighborhood Map writing tool encourages peer-to-peer interaction. We want to know our students, but we want them to know each other as well to cultivate a safe classroom environment. Me Too moments support risk-taking. Vulnerability should not be a passive response, but an active choice to make us closer. Having an authentic audience is motivating, and talking can help some students remember more. These maps are really good for practicing reflection. Our students are still figuring out how the world works and who they want to be. Being given time to pause, reflect, and think is a great treasure indeed. Such maps do not have to be reserved for our students only. Rather, Frawley writes, if the teacher cannot stake a claim to the writer identity, the role of English may well be regulated to procedural writing, rather than trying to compete for the consecration that comes with being a writer. I heartily agree with Frank when she says, teachers can teach writing better when they think of themselves as writers. With all the benefits of the Annotated Neighborhood Map writing tool in mind, what are some risks that you might run into? Like any other form of project learning, this one will not meet its goals if poorly implemented. If certain personal information like students' home addresses were made known to the public, there could be problems. Drawing is stressful for some students. Families might think their privacy is being invaded. And depending on how much you do, this project can take a lot of valuable classroom time. The important thing is to know your situation. While these risks exist, in most classrooms, the benefits outweigh the risks. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out my other videos, and I can't wait to see you back in my classroom soon. Remember to stay interested and interesting.